What's up? So this one is gonna be straight barbecue pit about Mitch McConnell's racist behind. I saw what he said when he was asked about reparations, and you know he was gonna say the most inane, hateful thing he could say. He's a Senate Majority Leader, and what does that mean exactly? Because the people who voted for him or represent him are gotta be racist, stupid, and dumb, deaf and dumb. Other minority groups and people have been compensated by America long past. And I want to tell Mitch McConaughey's dumb racist behind something. The Civil Rights Bill, which was passed in 1964, we're talking 55 years old. We're talking black folks being able to vote legally here since 65. So we're talking less than 60 years, which is a lifetime. So if you do the math, and slavery was 150 years, and you fast forward about 100 years before you had rights, which were documented because it was still separate, colored only found colored during World War II, which my grandfather served, and other relatives, all the way to Brown versus Board of Education, all the way up to now, police brutality, racism, and stuff. And you're going to sit here and say it would be hard to document the people who would be the ancestor to Howard come? How dare you say that using your white privilege, Mitch McConnell? How dare you? You are the personification of racism. You'll sit there and not understand white privilege. You'll sit there and not understand that you're going to use that because the one African American has been elected to the White House in that happened the last decade. There's 40 plus. There still hasn't been an African American vice president. You're going to use one of Obama to justify over 400 years of oppression and racism. That's a lot of nerve and a lot of privilege. hmm You're going to sit there and act like when we talk about true civil rights and everything, we're talking about the last 55 years. We're not talking about a balanced playing field. And without your forefathers, you don't have a head start. Without your forefathers, we don't know what this would be like. But if you commit genocide and racism and slavery and institutional people, and you use those images and you create laws and wealth and gap, yes, you're going to have a mighty head start. That's why reparations are a must. They're long overdue. Everybody that's an African American in America should be compensated. Period. For ancestries and all. Mm-hmm. They should. Because that's part of the DNA. Mm-hmm. And also to enlighten McConnell's lame racist behind. He says he can't tell. Well, the slave masters gave a lot of people their names, but they've been deadbeat parents and they don't compensate. So how does that look and how does that shake up to you? You know, that denial and that privilege is real. And to see him sit there and say that no, he can't do it. Of course he don't want to justify it. But bet your bottom dollar, if he sat there and talked to George Washington or Abraham Lincoln story, he would. See, it's pretty powerful when you can sit there and pontificate and say what you want to say and not be held accountable for actions because there has not been any any justification for slavery in America. There has not been an apology or there has nothing been done. Don't give me some museums and things. Don't give me no they give Dr. King a day, but they try to camouflage that into another type of day. Don't give me that you're taking down slave master statues and they talking about they fought a civil war. That's what this man said. He actually said this that a civil war was fought. He actually said that. Meanwhile, you still have a lot of ignorant people walking around here with Confederate flags who still think it's still alive. But he actually said that. That's the kind of America you live in. The denial is real. Yeah. Well, you can quote me. Every African American, no matter what your age is, and if you're just born, be from born to 90. And in case he should look at this, some African Americans who are 90 or what have you, that have a very much strong say about being, because if you live through Jim Crow, separate, unequal, and so on, there should be compensation. There should be. So Mitch McConnell is just a racist bigot. He is up to no good, and he is unenlightened. He is pompous and arrogant and privileged. And to him to sit there and say there's no reparation to justify, he lets you know what he really thinks about us. So I would let that be known, that you know what Mitch McConnell is about. All right, that's my take about Mitch McConnell's remarks about reparations. Tell me what you think. Feel free to hit that subscribe, hit that like button when the bell rings. It's a new video. And I'm out. And I ain't got no love for that turkey. None of them.